General Hospital spoilers hint Portia Robinson could be the reason that Heather Weber's blood test came back wonky, or it might be another factor in play. There's a rat in the lab, but who did the dirty deed? Rick Lansing is on the case with a little help from Elizabeth Weber. So Portia, or someone else, might wind up losing their job over this stunt. The red flags might point to the wrong person after Dr. Terry Randolph made a scandalous rehire on GH. General Hospital spoilers. Portia Robinson looks guilty. General Hospital spoilers recall that during Drew Quartermain's campaign event, Curtis Ashford overheard his wife Portia, Brooke Care, on the phone. She was calling the lab to check on Heather Weber's, Allie Mills, blood test. When Curtis asked about it, Portia told him Heather was out of Pentonville and at G8 for a blood draw. It's for her lawsuit that Scott Baldwin, Ken Schreiner, was handling. We saw Portia upset on GH when she found out Heather got a new shark on her side. Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, replaced Scotty as Heather's lawyer, and he's ruthless. Portia insisted she do Heather's blood draw. Then, when she was back at the nurse's station, she stared intently at that blood vial. I suspected then that Portia tampered with the test, but now wonder if that was a red herring on General Hospital. Recap for the week saw Rick telling Heather bad news. Her case is dead in the water, both civil and her criminal conviction appeal. GH spoilers. Heather Weber's wonky test results intrigue Rick. GH spoilers for this past week confirmed Rick telling Heather the blood work shows her cobalt level hasn't changed post-surgery. They needed to see lower cobalt levels to proceed. He says her hip implant didn't cause her to kill those people. It was just her being bad. But he listened closely on General Hospital as Heather Weber insisted that can't be true. She feels totally different now. She's remorseful and can't fathom why she did those hook killings. Heather seems very sincere. The tipping point for Rick was when Heather offered him genuine condolences on the recent loss of his first grandchild. The baby that Molly Lansing, Haley Pullos, and TJ Ashford, Taj Bello, lost was family to him. Heather might be one of the very few people who have sympathized with him over losing his granddaughter. That's what led him to dig deeper and run back to General Hospital to talk to Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst. Rick showed her 2 sets of test results for Heather. One from the G8 lab showed that Heather's cobalt levels hadn't changed. The other, from an independent lab, showed a drastically different result. Liz immediately noticed something was off, confirming Rick's suspicion. General Hospital. Portia looks bad. But is Brad Cooper to blame? General Hospital showed this chain of events. Portia drew the blood and the lab ran the test. The independent lab either got a blood sample from Heather at Pentonville, or Portia took one sample and someone from the independent lab took another. These drastically different results from 2 labs tripped up the plan. But was it Portia Robinson's plan? Or was it someone else's? Or was it a conspiracy to keep Heather Weber behind bars on GH? A month ago, Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, returned to GH, asking co-chief of staff Terry Randolph, Cassandra James, for his lab tech job back. They rehashed his bad deeds, and Terry said she'd think about it. Then, in this week's General Hospital spoilers promo for Monday the 23rd, there's a scene of Portia confronting Terry about rehiring Brad. So that's interesting because it could mean Portia Robinson isn't the test rigger. It could be Brad, and he'd have good reason for doing so. Heather Weber killed his best friend Britt Westburn, Kelly Thiebaud. She was one of the last hook killer victims. No way would Brad want Heather going free. He might have even sought the job to prevent it. As of now, Portia Robinson looks guilty since she did the draw, and she's the mother of one of Heather's intended victims, Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali. That fact alone means Portia should have never been alone with Heather. Portia is terrified Heather is still a danger to Trina and will get out of prison to come after her again. In the end, Rick has to do what's best for his client. That's to expose that someone at GH compromised their integrity and test tampered. But was it Brad or Portia Robinson?